We are recording.
The RNode API, I didn't spend any time on it. I didn't make any progress, no.
Okay.
No, the shiny toy I got distracted by last night was actually Rust.
Yeah, I saw in the Colab. So it's just a gRPC, the Rust wrapper over gRPC, over Node.
Yeah. I guess there are more mature gRPC client libraries for Rust, but I was using one that trying to use one that uses their new async stuff. It's not baked yet. Is that what you're mostly up to?
Sorry?
Is that mostly what you're up to or interested in lately?
Yeah, I'm mostly working on the wallet stuff, trying to figure out if there is a way to integrate Wallet Trust Core into all these our infrastructure, because they have TypeScript, JavaScript interfaces from their library. So I was wondering if we can somehow add our chain blockchain and use it fully. Also, I was trying to working on our status app, other community apps, finding bugs, trying to figure out what changed in the RNode code. And I've asked the core dev team before this Tuesday or Thursday testing session to make a walkthrough for all the Genesis Vault contracts, aka system contracts, and so on, because I had problems figuring out how to use them. I called the SECP256K1 verify system contract, and it turned out to be this deploy stuck in their node, and I was able to propose blocks infinitely. So, and I haven't found any documentation on these system contracts. So maybe the next week or after the week, core dev team will provide us with some kind of overview of this stuff.
The SecP51 verify, you're having trouble using that?
Yeah. I just sent random data into this contract, and it printed me some strange stuff. And after that, every propose I did was trying to include this deploy in a block, and it never succeed. And again I can propose and it's trying to include this deploy.
Yeah, I don't know how you get rid of a deploy once you've sent it. But
yeah.
The SecP51 system contract, I remember I struggled with that because I was trying to do some Ethereum compatibility stuff. Have to wrap it in DER. First of all, if you don't give it the right number of bytes, it crashes at the Java level. I don't know if you've seen that.
Maybe I did. I passed just a random strings, so definitely don't fit with the form of the signature or key.
Yeah, you'll definitely lose that way.
Yeah.
Are you actually trying to use the SecP51 function?
No, I was just digging through the Joshi's code, the status, and catch this strange behavior, and was trying to investigate what can cause this.
Okay, Joshi's code had SecP51 because I thought we were using the 825519 back then when we were
it was the previous one, but I just switched from the previous one to the SECP function.
So your goal is to get the status thing working.
Yeah, to get the status Archain API things working, and ultimately to make it working with the Arsign. And I saw that Tomislav had some attempts to build a wallet with kind of nice infrastructure. I don't remember how it's called. So it's kind of a.
Is that what you're thinking of?
Sorry.
Were you thinking of the word progressive web app? I know that's what.
Yeah. PWA. Yes. So I was wondering how and if Arsign can be integrated into this one part. So I was mostly working on the all kinds of stuff that is helping transfer revs.
Okay, so you're like retracing our steps, trying to fix all my broken code. Interesting. Well, Arsign would have very little in common with a progressive web app. The whole idea of Arsign is that it's part of your browser. And so all the work in Arsign is integrating with the browser, the incredibly contorted browser APIs and local storage and stuff like that. So it's kind of, it would be nice if the browser extension APIs had anything to do with the progressive web APIs, but as far as I know, they don't. Maybe the local storage is similar.
Okay, thanks.
But the idea was, if you were going to sign things with a progressive web app, like I guess my Ether wallet, you're sort of trusting that web app, right? If it's designed right, it never sends your keys anywhere, just keeps them local. But you'd have to read all the source code very carefully.
Yeah,
sure of that. Now, I guess the same is true as of a browser extension.
Yeah, the best way would be to support hardware wallets. So don't be thinking about if we expose some private keys somewhere.
I'm trying to remember if I ever looked into that. If you could talk to a hardware wallet from something like Arsign. Can't remember what I came up with there. You have to, I guess the browser has to do a USB connection somehow.
That seems like crossing a lot of different abstraction levels to get from web browser all the way down to hardware port.
Well, somebody's done it, right?
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Or which one are you thinking of?
Like my Ether wallet or whatever. You can use your. I've done it.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay, you can use like a ledger or something.
Exactly.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so their source code is in there somewhere. There's only 10,000 lines to look through, whatever. Hey, you just grep for Ledger. In fact, I think I did this a while back and found the relevant stuff. I don't know if I ever thought about using it from Arsign. Well, I thought about it, but I don't know if I ever, thought hard about it. Yeah, so what's on my desktop as far as Archain API from a long time ago is switching from runtime decoding of the protobufs to static decoding only. Well, it was doing the schizophrenic thing where it did both runtime and compile time, which was silly. So the project is trying to use the type statically, for QA and all those normal static type checking reasons. But then it went and loaded the things dynamically. I guess that the dynamic approach is what I used first, and then I did the other stuff later. But I didn't finish it. And so I think you were hitting problems where the two weren't getting along very well when you tried to upgrade the protobufs. Yeah, and upgrading the protobufs involves like manually editing them in about 200 places to get Flow to be happy.
So the previously you wasn't just updating the protobufs, generating the code out from them, and was happy. You should manually edit them.
Yeah, I mean, you'll see the diffs. It's a very formulaic edit, but it applies in like 200 places.
Mm.
I tried to make Perl scripts that did it and stuff, but I don't remember how successful I was.
Why didn't the GNU protobufs working?
It was mostly about optional things and missing things. The way the path goes from protobufs to TypeScript, and then TypeScript to Flow. And in TypeScript, everything can be null, I think. And Flow, it's not the case. And so the conversion, it showed up as everything can be null in the Flow, which is not actually the right type because, then my code wouldn't work. Anyway, something like that. But some things really can always be null because that's the way protobuf works.
So the edits you had to make manually, it sounds like were like basically type annotations, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Basically taking question marks out or putting them in. I can't remember which.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't actually quite understood what is Flow for. It was my understanding that we just use protogene and get the source code that we call after. But I saw that you're using Flowgen stuff, and I still don't understand what it is used for.
Flow is a static type checker. It'll find type errors in your code if you make a typo or use an int where you meant a string or that kind of thing.
Mm. But actually,
go ahead.
Actually, without this static type checker, the protobuf should work. The protobuf from the rnode repo should work, but we can make some kind of stupid mistakes writing our client code, right? So this is where Flow is helping us not to do.
Probably. I'm not sure if the edits I made actually were functional. I think they were just type annotations. Yeah, in fact, yeah. The
I just wonder why I was trying to make Flow happy. First.
Oh yeah, just because it keeps me sane as a programmer.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like my understanding is that it's just a best practice to do something like that, because then later on when you're using the API and you do some silly thing like pass the wrong type somewhere, and right away because it didn't pass Flow, and right where to look, as opposed to having some dynamically typed crash happen at runtime and then have to pull your hair out figuring out exactly what went wrong. So it's like some upfront effort to tell Flow okay, here's how these protobuf stuff works, but then we get all the advantages later as we're using the API. Does that sound about right?
Yeah. The other thing is it helps me know when I covered all the cases.
Oh yeah, what do you mean by that?
Well, when especially the row core stuff, when it converts between protobufs and regular JavaScript objects and back, it would go, oh no, you forgot the null case there.
Oh, interesting. Like something similar to non-exhaustive pattern match or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
Exactly.
I didn't actually know it was doing.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. A lot of stuff I can learn from you.
Well, thank you for going in and trying to maintain the code. I mean, that's real yeoman's work.
Yep. We are thankful for NetZipper. He's stepping up to the plate here for a number of things. It's really good.
Yeah.
So, quick aside here. I have a situation, I guess, where I'm getting an invalid unslashable block. And I look and I see that my bonds.txt file does not have the same keys in it as are provided by the Genesis.
Usually I just run the node in a standalone mode
Yeah.
And so you just get the private key out of this, one of these files, and start with it, your R node.
Okay, so well, I have to make a new bonds.txt that has these. Well, wait, this is 473.
No, it is a public key. Oh no.
Okay.
What's the R node version are you using here?
The 0912. Okay, I see there is the key here. I thought there was no matching keys. Never mind.
What you showed are actually public keys, if I understand correctly. So you need to paste the content of the SK file.
Yeah, I used one of the private keys that we had here, but that key is not bonded. It's not in the bonds file, so I have to use a different one that is in the bonds file.
Yeah.
For deploying?
For propose.
Oh.
He got it invalid and /full block. That means that he's starting our node with the wrong validator key.
So much Arcana one has to keep track of. Oh, so 0.9.12 is out?
Yes.
So that's kind of a stop the presses event, because that means our chain is a smart contracting platform again.
That would be good to find out. Yeah, they started testnet this morning with that in it. I guess we should get try to get the sandbox running and get connected to the sandbox. I've just been running it standalone here, possibly as a Colab shard.
We're now officially in testnet 2. That was announced Friday.
Yep, landmark.
Nice. So, Dan, you mean we can do stuff like move Rev into a contract or something?
Allegedly, yes.
That would be cool. What do you know anything? I don't know how much you've paid attention. Do you know anything about like what that API looks like? Is it just a matter of like passing a name around?
I sort of know what issue to look under, so I know, I should know how to find it, but I haven't studied it very closely.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder, maybe we should take a look. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
And then when we're testing it, we can submit our stuff through your REST client.
My REST client.
Rust.
Oh, Rust. Yeah, that doesn't work.
Oh, it doesn't work. Okay.
Well, I mean, it round trips and says, okay, I got a response.
Okay. Hey, well, that's a step though, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm remembering you had posted an issue, I guess, that you opened with the Tokyo people or something.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Check 1-2 from desktop.
Yeah, I heard the check. Are you switching devices?
Okay, that's better. Moving this over there.
Hi.
Hey.
Yay, it's good to see you.
Okay, so
if people do, if we turn their camera on when they're speaking, we appreciate it.
I can turn the camera on now. I was eating breakfast earlier, so I spared you the scene.
so we got a queue here. We've got our chain API and rsign. We've got SecP 251K. We've got smart contracting. We've got Rust client, behavioral types. There was a request to talk about LAM. Idris. I'm looking in the general channel. We're clearly not going to get to all these today, but
I like the sits down with 10 fingers and big screen. You must have been on your phone, I guess.
Yeah, I was walking the dog.
2 fingers and tiny screen.
Right. Thumbs, in fact.
Yesterday we talked about, I guess, among other things, the square root as a consensus related to consensus and
yeah, that sprang from Greg's latest Casper talk.
Okay, other topics?
and then we had the calculus.
The ambient calculus or the ambience protocol.
Right.
And the connection of the ambient calculus to electronic rights transfer protocol, is that, are those things on the same plane?
I don't know, but I doubt it.
Yeah. I didn't see anything connecting them when I looked on the ERTP site.
Well, you can certainly consider that to be an ambient. I mean, it gives structure to an ambient or a formal. It could give us formal structure to an ambient. I mean, to a VAT.
Okay, I'm going to discourage discussion of ambient calculus on the basis that I have little to offer. I haven't really looked at it.
We can put that on the schedule for next week because we want to put ambient authority back into. We want to make it palatable in some manner by having it not be an access control mechanism, but having it be an OCAP mechanism.
Well, speak for yourself. This we doesn't want any. No, I don't know that I want any such thing. The RChain stuff has all the necessary and sufficient stuff as far as I know.
However, I think that if there should be a pattern for.
Yeah, I've fallen into the don't talk about elephants trap here. How about smart contracting is item 1?
Okay.
All right. I have not installed the latest thing, so should I start that way, or should I start by looking through the APIs while Jim plays with things? I guess I'll start by looking for examples or something. So what do we know here? That is on the wrong screen. All right. Oh. Did I show you guys the prisoner's dilemma? Oh yeah, that's right. We did. I don't know if.
Did you code the prisoner's dilemma in Rolang?
No, in JavaScript with this that runs on a little teeny thing that's $25 and you can hold in your hand.
Oh, I saw you posting about that. Can you tell us like 2 or 3 sentences about the hardware? It sounds cool. I didn't click the link.
So I don't know what machine you cut your teeth on. Mine was a Radio Shack color computer with a 6809E and 4 kilobytes of RAM originally. I think I got it up to 16 or 32. And so I could read all of the code that was in the thing and, you know, read the whole microprocessor specification stuff.
Yeah.
So the hardware feels a little bit like that, maybe one order of magnitude larger. Somebody described it as a power PC from the mid 90s.
Cool.
You sort of hold the whole system in your head. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah, that's cool. And then you programmed it in JavaScript?
Correct.
And and compiled that down to something, or it has an interpreter that comes with it or something?
Let's see. Okay, I'm going to go into this because it's so much fun. Where is... There it is. Okay, stick that by side for a second. Okay, so this book here, The Facts for the TRS-80 color computer, is the one that had like the disassembly of the interpreter and all the data sheets for all the chips inside of it, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So you can see that it's, you know, 80-ish pages. I guess I still have that dang thing.
I was just going to ask if you took this photo.
Yeah, I did.
And what is on the cassette tape? Is that related?
It's that's a game I wrote in 6809 assembler.
That's a disc. That's cool. I never. That looks like the same tape that you would put in like the player in your car or whatever. Is that the same thing? Same form factor?
Yes. This is the way we loaded programs in the early 80s.
Nice. Oh, cool.
In fact, what I did was I took some copy of that thing and I decoded the sound signals.
Oh, I definitely should have read this blog.
I was trying to get access to my own work.
Those graphs are that's what it sounds like when you play as an analog audio signal that game you wrote?
Yes, that's correct.
Cool.
And so I got down as far as decoding, Light Runner, this much. You know, I got this many bytes off the tape, and then it went, you know, can't decode the next block or something. It had too much warble or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Whoa, was that an Audacity screenshot?
Yeah. Well, no, wait. This is from a IPython notebook.
Okay. Oh, IPython. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. Right. I did an art project once with students at the school I was teaching at, where we took raw bitmap images and read them into Audacity as if they were WAV files, and then put, you know, reverb or echo or, you know, choose your favorite audio filter, and then re-exported them and got trippy looking images.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of a similar vein.
Okay, so here is the assembly language for reading bits off the tape. And this is out of that book.
Okay.
So then I re-implemented that in Python to read my bits. Okay, so this is, you know, dealing with your computer at the hardware level and stuff. I wrote a printer driver and stuff like that. All right, so that's what I was doing instead of chasing girls in high school.
Really nice.
So when I got this hardware, I did this deep dive and I called it the Facts for the Model 2, right? Because this thing was the Facts for the TRS-80 color computer.
Oh.
Okay, so the system on chip is this ESP32. And the CPU is this thing called an X6, which I found the architecture description for, but it was kind of gray market. You know, they don't publish it, but somebody had it on their website, that kind of thing. Extensa X6. It's this CPU architecture that you can say, oh yeah, you can have that part or not, depending on how you order it.
The one you found, was it like leaked or like reverse engineered?
Oh, it was leaked.
Oh,
yeah, it was. This is too much stuff to reverse engineer.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so the Moddable SDK includes, so the folks that make the ESP32 have a tool chain that includes this ESP IDF thing. So this is from the folks that make the hardware. And this runs free RTOS and a bunch of other stuff to, this is the way the designers offer for you to write stuff. And, you have to use C and bit tweezers and, it's a minefield. So these Moddable guys stick XS, which is their JavaScript framework, on top of that. And it's a bytecode interpreter. So at compile time, it looks over your JavaScript and generates bytecodes. And you also say, and here, by the way, are the modules I need, from your C runtime and stuff like that.
So what kind of JavaScript can you use? Like anything, or is there some subset that's supported?
It's all the latest bits and pieces. Where did I put it? It's the goodies. Here we are. Okay, so this is main that runs in the unconstrained context. So I can just grab files as ambient authority, right?
So first dumb question, that import syntax is different from what I know, like from Node world. Is this TypeScript or something?
No, this is just new. This is JavaScript modules, ES6. You can use this in Node.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Okay. Yeah, you might have to put a flag somewhere or something. Node's coming along a little bit slowly, but yeah, you can definitely use that. Or you might have to use, you don't have to use Babel, but. Okay. And then I wrapped the clock in a thing so that it has to be asynchronous access to the clock. You can't read it synchronously. So you couldn't read the clock twice in one turn and find out how long part of a turn takes. Reading the clock is I/O. And then I neutered date and math because date now and math random are ambient authority. And yeah, I made file access asynchronous. And then I say, okay, now this is where the secure ECMAScript stuff comes in. I'm going to load my game host module into a secure ECMAScript compartment, and I'm going to run it, passing it access to the clock and files. Okay. So here's game host. And so here I export default. See, this is all new JavaScript stuff. Export default async, blah, blah, blah. This is all the goodies.
What's default? That part I haven't seen before.
Every module gets one distinguished default export.
Oh, cool.
So you can just say.
So if I just import the thing itself without specifying which part or parts I want, then that's the one that I get?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So you get to destructure your arguments and all the good stuff. And so then it reads two players' strategies for this game. Do you know about Prisoner's Dilemma?
I'm going to be slowing you down left and right because this is cool code that I haven't seen. But on line 9 there, that run function takes a single argument and then you've destructured it right there and assigns two different names.
That's correct.
Parts of it. How does it know what part is what? Or they have to be named the same thing when they're passed in?
It goes by names. Yeah, this is the same as turn clock : turn clock read file : read file.
Yeah, right. Okay.
And then this destructures it in the same way.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
Yeah, and you should definitely slow me down. This is how my office hours work.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
And other people can say, "Oh no, we already went to this over this last week. Josh, he should, you know."
Yeah, I should have better attendance.
No. I mean, everybody gets to speak for how they're going to use for their time, right?
Yeah.
But I don't mind going over this again. That is, I enjoy it. Okay, so do you know about Prisoner's Dilemma?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so we're going to read 2 Prisoner's Dilemma strategies at runtime.
Okay, cool.
So this thing can eval on a little $25 piece of hardware at runtime.
Yeah.
So it can parse all the JavaScript at runtime.
Nice.
Yeah. And so I don't remember why. Well, I vaguely remember why you have to do this 1 comma eval. This is using the comma operator in JavaScript, which basically throws away the first argument and returns the second one.
Oh.
And this syntax somehow avoids this capture. Do you know what this capture is?
No.
So if you have some object and then you call a method on it, I'm not calling a method on it. Anyway, the method gets access to this. And so if you call like array.sort blah blah blah, and the sort has a user-defined comparison function, then that user-defined comparison function can capture your whole array and keep it later and look at all the other elements that it wasn't supposed to do and all that kind of stuff.
Oh.
So this has something to do with that. I'd have to go look and find out. I just copied this out of one of their examples.
Yeah.
But I remember Mark Miller talking about that in a session somewhere. Anyway.
So I was thinking for a second, it seems a little bit dangerous to read in those strategy files because, like, you know, who knows what's in there. But then now I'm remembering you did something about secure ECMAScript where you only gave it certain capabilities. Is that the, like, mitigation, or is it more that
bingo, that's the whole thing. Arbitrary code execution is not the enemy. Ambient authority is the enemy.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Right. Okay. So this code here is running in a secure thing where it only has access to this stuff. And then when we evaluate these things, we're not giving them access to anything. So they can't even read the clock or the file system.
Oh, okay. What if we did want to give those access to the clock? Where would that go, or how does that look like?
There is, I think, in the Agoric folks have a 3-argument eval where you pass it in endowments.
Okay.
And they end up in sort of the static scope. But I much prefer to use it where you don't give it anything in its static scope. You just have it return functions and you pass the things into the function. So we get P1 and P2, and then down here, we're going to pass things in. It's going to give us back an argument with 2 fields, or 2, what do you call them in JavaScript? 2 thingamabobs, properties. And so we're going to pass in. I'm only giving it an integer, and you can't do anything very powerful with any dangerous with an integer, but you could pass it in access to files here.
Okay. Yeah. It makes sense.
Right. So, anyway, I just discovered that have you ever heard of Blaze? No,
I have not.
So Google builds their software with this thing. I was just reading this last night. Where's the thing? Anyway, there it is. Starlark is the language you use for their build tool, and it's Python syntax, but it's actually an object capability language.
Oh, interesting.
So
that's right in your wheelhouse.
Leave it at that for a second. Okay. I thought that was cool that they accidentally built an object capability language. They don't mention it anywhere, but they did try to make it so that you could do things parallel without stepping on each other. Anyway, they share properties. Okay, so we've read in these 2 strategy JavaScript doodads. We evaluate them, and each one has a name and a play field. We set the scores to 0. We set the payoffs to 0. We run through 32 turns for the fun of it. At the beginning, we trace the scores. Trace is, in some ways, ambient authority.
So by turns, this is like the repeated prisoner's dilemma, I guess, right? And each turn, each player gets to pick a defect or whatever the name of the other one is, cooperate.
Right.
Okay, cool, got it.
So
yeah, I see. Okay, cool.
This is defect 1 and defect 2.
Okay.
And then I just take the defects and I put them together into a thing so I can look up in the I take 2 bits and make it into 0 through 4 or 0 through 3, so I can look it up in the payoff matrix.
Oh, I see how that works. Okay, cool.
And then so I print out whether A defected or B defected, and then I add the payoffs to their scores and repeat. And each time you get to see what the payoff was last time, which tells you whether the guy defected or not. I should just pass in whether the guy defected or not. Anyway, so we already talked about main, and then this is the manifest where you tell it how much stuff to compile and link into your program. Lib is left over, so ignore that one.
So this is specific to the hardware you were using now.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So that's where I tell it, I want the files part of your SDK.
Yeah, okay, roger that.
Yeah, without this, it'll go, what the heck do you mean on this line?
Okay.
And then you got to tell it what modules are part of your program, and I don't know what preload does. And then here's player 1. He's called Fibonacci, and he just defects if, he keeps track of how many turns he's been asked to play, and he defects if on Fibonacci numbers.
Oh, interesting.
And then this is tit for tat.
Okay. That's the one where I defect this time if and only if you defected last time?
Correct. Yeah, and Jim pointed us to this really interesting article, or this really interesting notion of something. Well, he gave me this keyword, and I searched for it, and what was it called, Jim? At the very end, the tip for the strategy.
Pavlov's dog. Learn from experience. Okay, basically always cooperate, loses to the bully.
Right. So the Google search brought me here, and then this is incredibly cool. Have you guys seen this thing?
No. The evolution of trust.
Yeah, we talk about this over on Dig Life a lot, Dan.
This particular gizmo?
Yeah, well, Nikki K.
Oops, sorry. Hold on. Let me make that stop. Stop. How do you say? Okay, say again.
I think they're more interested in Nikki Case than this particular gizmo. But yeah, I looked at this page myself.
Okay, I definitely spent 30 minutes on this and would recommend it.
Yes.
It starts with when in World War I, the two sides and Christmas decided not to shoot each other.
Oh yes, I've read that article and I love it.
Right, and this thing goes all through about why we don't trust each other as much anymore, and it uses math to explain it all. It's just fantastic.
Yeah.
I feel guilty for not being a Patreon of this guy now. Anyway.
Is it a game or is it like a read?
No, you play it. So let's play a little bit. Cheat. So yeah, it's very interactive.
Oh, cool.
And then this is an article that refers to it. I don't know if it's as interesting, but whatever. Okay. Yeah, the little graphics are just hilarious.
Yeah.
When you defect and the other guy doesn't.
What is the red hat guy doing?
That's what he's defecting when the other guy didn't.
He's just celebrating in his ego. Cool.
Oh. Okay. Pop. Right. So I did tit for tat versus Fibonacci. Fibonacci I sort of made up myself. That's not in any of the standard literature as far as I know. It's just one of those, life tends to turn up Fibonacci numbers kind of thing that made me think of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, how did it do in the long run versus tit for tat?
But they tied.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
At least for 32 turns.
Yeah.
But this thing talks about what happens if you have a population of like, half and half of these things, and you have run tournaments and the winners survive, and all that kind of stuff. Genetic algorithms. It's pretty cool. Okay. Pop. That was Excess Prisoner's Dilemma. Smart contracting is what I was sort of supposed to be looking at here.
Oh, yeah. I have also not installed Arnode in a while, but I could give that a try.
Yeah, I expect to do that during this call, but we'll see. So let's see, Jira. There it is. My browser knows that I'm interested in this ticket. So this is a, hey, you guys turned off smart contracting bug. Yeah, I reported this bug in April, and I said, so there are no confused deputy vulnerabilities, but only in the way that a computer that's turned off is secure. I don't see any way to do smart contracts at all. Oops, not editing.
What is to do there in Atlassian?
Yeah, so in typical, I hate the way they treat their
QQ.
So in typical style, they didn't give me any feedback on this bug. They didn't mark this closed.
Yeah.
But they did, at least they did link their work. And this one's listed as to do as well. Where's the one that's going to link us to a PR that's actually done? Here, maybe this one. Okay.
Add a new factoring method. Add unforgeable name bound.
Okay, unforgeable name bound vaults. So my hypothesis is that I'm going to be able to build purses out of this. And they're going to be very expensive purses that go by way of a big, massive, centralized map. It's like, you won't give me purses, but I can actually, it's like you're going to make me very inconvenient and inefficient to do purses, but I can still do them.
Yeah, so what's your strategy here? Once we have one of these things that we can just move around with an unforgeable name, then I know the purses work by having that like shared unforgeable name that's the Mint ID or whatever. And then I guess basically each purse will just wrap one of these things.
Right.
Like delegate methods.
Yeah.
That's, so another idea is that you could just have it like, well, I don't know. It depends on the use case, but you could have something like a burn and mint where like you make the purses exactly the way you always wanted them to be. And then anyone who wants to trade in these rev for your style purses, like sends those in and there's just no way to ever get them back out.
Okay, so that's an exchange, basically. Yeah, the other idea, by the way, Joshi, is you had something where you wanted to say that basically once you've signed the deploy, you just get access to a map or a context or something like that. And I think
I really like that design. I'm trying to build it on Substrate right now.
So you are pursuing it. Okay, good. Because
just started.
My intuition says it's right, but I haven't gotten a chance to pursue it.
Yeah, I think I would be able to talk to it a lot better after a little bit more work when I have something to show.
Right. So they merged this PR, and then I looked for the example because I thought they had this thing where we always put examples in, And they didn't put examples in, and so I complained. But that was on a different thing. So let's see. So that's not an example. That's not an example. That's not an example. That's not.
Hey, you guys were saying Node 9.12 is out? Developer.archain.coop only has 9.11. Oh, maybe GitHub has it though.
Yep, there it is. Assets 5. I'll take one Debian package, please. Copy link address. File, open tab, C, details. All right, how many are playing along at home? Installing Arnode 12.
I'm on a slow computer, so I'm just watching today.
Okay. Jim, you have Arnode 12.
Yeah, I'm just still trying to get it to propose.
Right. And let's see, who else here? Is NutZipper still here? How do I get this?
No, he dropped out a couple minutes ago.
Oh, bummer. Okay.
Yeah, he said bye in the chat or something.
Yeah, no, I see it. Okay.
I don't have it. I'm just watching along.
Oh, by the way, I actually have a machine in a colo that I intend to run a node on.
Machine where?
In a co-location facility.
What does that mean? Like a data center?
It's actually a friend's basement with Google Fiber, but.
Oh, nice. Sign that them. Cool.
Yeah, but he's offering me his network and his, he's willing to risk that if we're violating their terms of service, he's willing to risk it. Where is the how do I see the list of participants thing? Okay. Okay. We have our Arnode thing, sudo have to install. I think I might be running, yeah. I've got one of those running. Okay.
Dan, I have to ask, why did you sudo -v?
Because I don't like mixing, typing my password in with because when you're sudoing, you're very carefully studying all the arguments and all this kind of stuff, and then you hit enter and it doesn't do what you asked. You have to type your password, or I don't know.
Uh-huh.
So I often cache my password before I do.
Oh, I actually didn't know what that did.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Oh, so -v is just the version string, right? But it just
no. I don't know why they use -v, but it means cache your password. Validate.
Okay, got it. Authenticate the user if necessary. Yeah, okay, roger that.
Not sure where I picked that up. That wasn't very exciting. Configuration file not found. Oh. Now I know why, because the configuration file is on my machine that runs in the colo. Let's see if I can use that without giving away any secrets. Let's see.
What kind of stuff are you looking to get from your configuration file?
I don't remember. That's why I wanted.
Yeah. If I wanted to remember, I wouldn't have a configuration file.
Okay, and the SSH port number is in Signal, and oh, I don't want you guys reading my mail in perpetuity. Where is it? Okay. No. There we go. Oh, that's why I do it. It's because I want the battle of remembering my password to be separate from the battle of figuring out what command I want to run. That doesn't look very happy. Genesis tuple space validation failed. Okay, but I do have a configuration file. Let me make sure that doesn't have a private key in it. It does not. Whoa, we don't have Emacs installed. What? Editing files in a writable directory is not permitted. Screw you. Okay. Anybody tell me what's wrong with this picture? I guess I can try standalone equals true.
I was looking for an example of the rev vaults. What was the error you got?
Whoa. How do I get out of VI?
I think colon something and then you punch your computer or something.
Whoa. How do I get it to? Taking a long time to get to the end of these logs. There. I got
exception in main. Genesis tuple space validation failed.
Yeah.
Found unused com event. Replay data multi-map has 5 elements left. Oh boy.
I wonder if testnet 1.9 is right. Maybe trying to join testnet is a bridge too far.
That's a bridge too far in that you won't be able to do any validation, that's for sure.
Is it still only like approved validators?
Oh yeah.
Even testnet 2?
In principle, you should be able to bond, but I would expect that you have to have a private key for one of the things in wallets.txt.
That's not what bonding means.
Well,
Wallets is just like the token balances, I think, right? So you either have to have a key in bonds.txt or go through whatever process they have for bonding.
right.
Yeah, but going through the process means you didn't have to be there at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, right.
Okay, I thought you would have to have Rev in order to do it, but I guess you could.
Oh, yeah, that's a great point because there's going to be some transaction costs.
You do have to have Rev. And they don't have any kind of faucet or whatever.
I don't know.
I guess the faucet is still there.
I thought faucet was removed.
I think you're right. I think
could be. I mean, they have a long wallets file that they gave. Now I don't know where the private keys are to those wallets.
Yeah, I wonder where those came from. Ooh, has anyone talked to Ed lately?
No, he's been away for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, same. I haven't talked to him either.
Genesis tuple space validation.
Still have problems running standalone, being able to propose a block. As far as I a bonded account that I'm less. The account I start it with is bonded. Now, do I have to put any arguments on the propose command? I don't know.
I can't even get my node started.
I got mine started in standalone. What command did you use just now, Dan?
Well, I just used system control, but maybe I could not do that. But
I got one going with just regular old rnode run -s-n. I don't think I'm validating though, which maybe is part of what you're trying to do.
No, standalone equals false. Aha.
What format is that file in?
That's I forget what the name of it, but it's the current
cool.
thing in Scala. Hocon or something.
Hmm. Same thing.
Maybe I need to get rid of my tuple space. Is that still a thing?
I would guess probably. Hey, all right.
Well, I've gotten this far before. Oh yeah, now we're cooking with gas. So now if I go back to this machine, can't remember what. Airbase keyboard's not the right thing. Come on, stop. Do that.
Hey.
Hey, look at that. Okay, I have a node. Okay. So, looking for rolling examples. Not seeing. Side boringness. Let's see. Look where they belong. Rolling. Time check 10 o'clock. Examples. History. Reformat whole project. Wow.
3 files changed.
20 days ago. When was this one?
11 days ago.
Well, the oldest commit is, these commits are 15 days ago. Okay, so there's no, they didn't give us an example. Frumple, dumple, dumple, dumple. Now we have to put on our scale heads.
So Dan, I was trying to send a deploy up to that same node that you're running in your friend's place, and I was not able to do that. Can I see the command you used again?
That one?
grpc host pav.madmode.com.
Oh, that's in Etsy hosts.
Oh, that explains why I couldn't ping it either. Okay. Let me see. gRPC host 136.33.24.22. Okay, gRPC port 2041. And okay, let's just see what happens there. Unknown option gRPC host. Unknown.
gRPC.
Oh, because it goes before the subcommand. Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm good to go from here. Thanks.
Well, but I'm inclined to have you drive.
Oh yeah. Oh, you want me to share? I would share.
Well, let's establish that you've got something going. I'm looking at the logs here. Try one more time, please.
What was that? Oh yeah, try it. Sure. Yeah, no problem. So I will say I'm trying to use deploy instead of REPL, and I just was reminded that I need all these other like flow limit. Do these do anything yet?
Well, I know you have to sign the thing.
Oh, I don't know how to. I'm just gonna REPL.
Okay.
So ram the command, waiting. Okay.
I don't know if we can get to these unforgeable name vaults without being in Cat in the Castle world, though.
Yeah, right. I mean, I'm sure we can learn it. I just didn't want to learn it in the second here while everyone's watching.
Oh, right.
I deployed an @nil. So, and I don't have an answer back yet.
You need to use the gRPC port internal.
Oh, dang it. Yeah, that's right.
2042.
Okay, Control C is not working.
Try Control Z.
Yep, that did it. Internal 2042 REPL. Okay, got the REPL. @nil. Oh, @nil is not a proper process, but nil is. Hey, okay, I got an answer.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, and you see it there. Perfect.
Right, that was the point.
Yeah, great.
All right, you're welcome to take the screen if you, oh, well, although actually, hold on, share screen. So I actually found an example buried in
Yeah, I had that one open too. Oh no, I have a different one open. Okay.
I called my wallet project Spendar.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, RowSpec. Yeah, we don't have RowSpec around here. Okay, new trace. Oh, and they also gave us the thing where you can basically send stuff back where it came from.
Oh yeah?
What is that thing called? No, they didn't give us an example there either. Wait, deployer auth key. Deployer ID, that's it. You can make a inforgeable name out of the deployer ID or something. That's not the deployer, it's the deploy ID. Where'd it go? Anyway, I guess we'll just look at the logs for now. Boring.
Oh, I see what you mean. Like, you can send output back to whatever, like, other end of the gRPC wire.
Right.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, it's that they made it so that instead of having to preview private names, you can make a private name out of the signature of your deploy, right? So there's one distinguished private name that only you can see.
Okay.
Or at least that only you can send to. Mm-hmm. Never mind row spec. Although I could have reverse engineered row spec a little bit. And never mind the ACK channel for now. Well. And then how do I call this thing? Rev Vault, where does that come from? What are the odds? Gosh, that's really obnoxious.
(3-1 to 3-3). Oh, I think there's an extra comma. at the end of line 2.
I suppose. I had fly check all integrated for one shining afternoon. Did you see that?
I think I remember that.
Same damn stuff every time. Send processes receive names.
Yeah, what the heck was that supposed to be?
Okay.
I am not very familiar with how this RevVault stuff works.
Neither am I. I'm just like trying to ape what I see. It just bugs me also because I don't want to learn it because I already know how purses work.
That's exactly why I never learned it in the first place. The immediate problem is we don't have the name Genesis Rev address, I guess, right?
Well, I was trying to make it because this is supposed to work, right? I was trying to ape this stuff here.
Uh-huh.
Well, mix the two of these together.
Right. Where did Genesis Rev address come from in that PR? Yeah, in this one. So starts on 188. Oh, is it just that? Is it just hard coded?
Oh, this is a .row file.
Oh, can we just run this one?
We can certainly try.
Yeah, right. It's not going to go worse.
That's sort of a good thing, as far as I'm concerned. Row test, you know. Cheat a little bit there. Set deploy data, get deployer ID. Oh, this has got all kinds of crap in it. It's interesting. Deployer ID is, oh, maybe deployer ID is only allowed when you're doing real on-chain kind of stuff and not in eval mode.
Oh. Yeah, that makes sense. You don't really have any sense of identity when you're just doing eval. Like you don't have a key or anything.
Okay.
So now we need a validating node.
Well, if I'm running standalone, I can be validating, right?
Yeah, you can be, but you have to give it that key when you start the node. Remember all that stuff that like FreshR or npm run fresh did?
In order to be able to propose, I need the key, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right.
Which, deploying is not very interesting if you can't propose.
Yeah, but we can at least test whether. Oh, well, actually, does any evaluation happen on deploy, or does that only happen on propose?
Last time I read the code, it was only on propose.
Oh, yeah, okay.
They just get queued up when you deploy.
Yeah.
So how does one generate a...
So let's see, I think if you do like rnode run standalone, then it'll create some keys and then kill your node and start again with whatever the...
You probably...
private key path, that's new. That's cool.
You already have a bunch of keys in your Genesis directory.
If I do this, you guys are going to see public keys, right?
Public, right?
Yeah, but if you cat any one of those, we're going to see a private key.
Okay, but I think you need to make sure it's in the bonds file. You have to use one that's in the bonds file.
Yeah.
Those seem to match up.
Yeah. Kind of trippy that they all start with 0, 4.
No, it's not. That's a DER thing.
Oh, what's DER?
Gives me nightmares, but ASN1. Distinguished something encoding. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, is it some like checksum or something?
It basically, there's two integers that go into a key.
Uh-huh.
And so 04 says 2 integers follow.
Oh, okay.
It's like JSON and bits,
Yeah, yeah.
It kept me up many nights trying to interop between Ethereum and what was that all?
It's the same format that's used by LDAP.
Right.
Oh, cool.
I will swap this in because it's maybe somewhat relevant. Where is, hello? What was that called? What was I doing? It was in our chain API, I think.
I remember at some point you were doing something called like recursive prefix encoding or something.
Yeah, yeah, it was in that world. ESIG, yeah.
Oh, RLP, recursive length prefix.
Right, but the O4 stuff, there. ASN with distinguished encoding rules for public key, blah, 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 blah. So
4 equals octet string tag. Cool.
That had a high price.
Yeah. In terms of cycles on the Connolly brain computer.
Exactly. Yeah, because I was dealing with all these bit twiddling things in a horrible developer environment, right? Rolang,
Yeah.
The error messages are like failed.
Yeah.
Somewhere in 10,000 lines of Scala and your R. So something happened. We're not telling you what. I don't know what possessed me to actually go through all that, but that was masochism. Okay. Right.
So we were trying to start a validating standalone node. You might have to stop screen sharing and start this thing with one of those private keys.
Well, it's all I need is the path of it, right?
It looked like maybe, but I didn't really read that. It used to be you needed the key itself, but I'm not sure how it works now.
You can specify a path. If we know the right argument, we can now put the path.
What are the odds that's the right argument?
Sounds right. Looks right.
I'm forgetting which machine I'm on. No. Unknown configuration key, Arnode Casper private key path. We lose.
Validator private key path.
Are you looking that up or guessing?
Yeah, no, I'm looking it up.
Okay. No. How do you use VI? Okay. Oops.
Validator private key path you need.
Welcome to 15 seconds ago. Arnode validator password.
Environment variable.
Okay, we're not quite doing it right.
That came straight from Arnode?
Yeah. It's got to be only one place in the Googleverse. So, oh, no. Wow. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, perfect.
should be in the user guide.
I mean, the argument is validator private key path. Dash validator private key path.
Yeah, I'm using a configuration file.
He fixed that. It's the right key now.
Oh, okay.
I think we're going to have to generate a key here. Let's see. Here we go.
Oh, this is cool. But now this key that you generate isn't going to be in your bonds file.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to bounce out pretty soon too. Maybe 10, 15 minutes.
What was that?
I wonder if you need run in there somewhere.
Oops, yeah. Do I want -s? What's -n?
No UP and P.
Oh, right. Ooh, it's, why is it doing that? Stop, 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 stop.
You might have to go after run.
Oh, God.
LMDB native exception.
It's still not in the bonds file, but I'm not sure how that works.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if that was a problem, but I wouldn't have expected like LMDB to crash.
Oh, well, that was a permissions error.
Oh, okay, I see.
I'm running as me now.
Got it.
So I had to sudo -u to rnode, but then keep my environments so that it can get the password.
Aha. So if you add it to the bonds file, you have to regenerate. You have to clear your
all the tuple space stuff.
tuple space stuff. Yeah.
Any idea why it's stuck where it is?
Well, I don't requested fork tip from peers. If you don't have any peers, you're not going to get an answer.
So it's operating correctly?
I don't know. Yeah, we should try to deploy something, or do that.
Yeah, it didn't say it. It didn't say it was.
That seems good and normal, right?
Run mode.
Okay.
Nice.
Should say making transition to running state.
Mm.
Starting standalone mode. Right?
Oh, nice. Okay.
There we go.
Okay, so then we were going to see if we could deploy.
Deploy data.
And it's going to give me all kinds of grief about this. So now I can use a different key on this end.
So it just wants us to give it a private key so it can sign that?
I think so.
Why are you generating another key?
For deploying?
Okay.
I guess I'm going to eventually need, well, no, I can propose from the, because over here I'm the operator and over here I'm the DApp developer. So the private key should never leave my validator node.
Yeah, okay. I like it. I like that kind of reads as like our node helpless.
Private key path. Yeah, I was afraid of that.
I don't think it's going to work without a wallets file.
Yeah, one thing at a time. Syntax error. Whoa. Well, I'm able to deploy. Receive deploy data, blah, blah, blah. Password key for generated private key. What the heck? Oh, I see. I accidentally ran that again. So now I might want to propose, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's probably internal.
Okay, now we're caught up with Jim.
Okay.
Ignore. Oh, it's because you're not. I think it's because you're not bonded. You're validating with a key that's not in your bonds file.
Right. So, any idea how to fix that?
Yeah. One way is to kill your node, edit your bonds file, clear your tuple space, and restart. I don't know if. Oh, yeah. You already cleared your state once, right? So this is
right. But I've got a. My private key is in there.
Oh, that's right.
Because you have to generate a key that's got a password and stuff.
Yeah. Right. Let's see.
Okay, they say our node proposes only available on a validator, so how do I get to be a validator? Running node. I don't want to bond. So this is not covered in the documentation. Joy.
What is it you're trying to do?
We're trying to add his key to his public key to the, oh no, Dan, only your private key is, you have to add your public key to bonds file, and that's not password protected.
Well, right, but what is the public key?
It's the name of that file.
No.
Oh, no.
I chose the name of the file.
Yeah, that's right. So Jim, we're trying to add his public key to the bonds file so that he's validating, and we don't know what the public key is.
Maybe it's actually in that file. I'm going to peek. No, it's in some gobbledygook format.
Generate a public-private key pair.
I mean, there's surely a way to get it.
I think if you start our node with it as a private key, it'll tell you what the public key is.
Oh, like you're saying it might be in the log file from when you first started the node?
That's what I remember. I mean, but I don't see it.
Is that the top?
Yeah, although I don't understand why there's not a bunch of other stuff from earlier. Using configuration file using datadir. Well, this is something any Ethereum person has to be able to do, I guess.
SecP 256K1.
Yeah, Google knows the difference. I don't want to generate. Oh, generate a public SSH. Is it the SSH key format? Seriously?
I didn't look at that file, I think on purpose, but
yeah, I didn't show it to you on purpose.
Right, that's what I thought. But those usually start with that block that says like begin SSH public key or begin RSA public key or whatever.
It's yeah, begin EC private key is what it says.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so if I do SSH keygen -F. Grand step hub. I guess minus it. The permissions of the file are too open. Invalid format.
Is that what yours looks like?
Let's see. Proc type 4 encrypted deck info. It's a little different here, but it's in the neighborhood. OpenSSL EC.
All right, guys, I think I'm gonna have to bounce. But might be worth asking just on Discord or something like, how do you get your public key? You know? or I guess what's our biggest question is like, how can I run a validator node?
Yeah, yeah.
Alrighty, guys, I'll see you next time.
Ciao. Ooh, I think I got it. Although it's in some weird format.
So what's the command?
It is that based on no, not that one. How did I? Oh, here we are. How are you supposed to run an unattended node if you can't have an unencrypted anyway? Where did I put?
So any, what did you find, Dan?
I am stumped, and I'm reporting that I am stumped.
So All right. Well.
All right. So I'm going to do a quick wrap up in here. So what did we cover? Where did my agenda go? Here we are. We covered some, well, not the row line parts of SEC P251K. We did some fidgeting with that. We tried to do smart contracting, and I reported failure. We talked about prisoner's dilemma, and that's about it. So who's left? Steve, parting thoughts?
No, this was all good stuff. Yeah, thanks for walking through what you did. It's helpful.
So I installed the new release on robot.net. Was not able to propose blocks, but reloaded the basic contracts for the locker, directories, community, inbox, and ballots, which the liquid democracy stuff is pretty much running.
What's that host name again?
Robot.net.
And you weren't able to, and though he couldn't propose, he deployed.
I can deploy, yeah.
A bunch of, and then you give a name for the category. Social something or other, or liquid democracy. Give an example.
Yeah, community contracts.
Oh.
I mean, you know, they're the prototypes.
Yeah, what was the name of one or two of them?
Ballot, community, well, the locker and the budget. The locker and the inbox.
Okay, so remind me where I find ballot and locker and stuff.
In the robot GitHub, Archain Community row-buck. Right?
So directory.row is one of them.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just, for those of us who forget everything all the time, I'm writing it down.
Yeah, thank you, Dan.
All right. Take it easy, everybody.
Okay. Have a good day. Thank you.
Bye-bye.